So the last couple character trailers, I've said some, you can say some controversial things that has really gotten people not so happy according to my YouTube analytics. But you know, making people upset and getting dislikes means more engagement. So I hate Law, but I love Wi-Fi. That'll get him. I can already see the dislikes coming. Boys King trailer is an announcement that he's been cut and he's also dead in the timeline. My joke right now is that every character who hasn't been revealed is dead until they get revealed, because that's apparently just a thing. Oh, I gotta turn this up. That's apparently just a thing, is that like if a character isn't in Tekken 7, then they're dead. Anyway, I'll pay attention now. Yeah, he looks weird. Okay, he has a new move out of that, of the junkyard string. Is that a counter? I'm barely paying attention. These are a lot of new moves, right? Oh, I don't like that. I do not like that. Oh no, Leroy's 1-inch punch. He's always had the 1-inch punch though. It's just never been useful, right? DSS cancel. That's a big heat move. Counter hit confirm. Into the heat stuff. There are a lot of new moves, right? Paul, we didn't see a lot of new moves, but Law's had quite a few. And then, yeah, there's a rage art. I don't like... Oh, wait. Okay. I'm going to say initial impressions. Worst trailer. I shouldn't say worst. No, I will say worst, because that's going to continue to drive engagement with the dislikes. Worst trailer so far. Trash character. I hate him. I didn't like him. I didn't like that one. That was not very convincing for me. Lots of new stuff that I think Law players will appreciate a lot. I didn't like it. I really didn't like that he didn't talk at all. I know that Law hasn't really said anything in the gameplay or whatever, but it's just the amount of wah, whatcha, wah, is overbearing. It's annoying. I got sick of it halfway through the trailer. It is, yeah, it's annoying. It's aggravating. Like, I don't want to listen to it. What's a good comparison? Taki? Yes, that's exactly it. It sounds like Taki to a T. It's exactly like Taki. And will the whatchas and wahs be less in the game than in the trailer? Probably. Probably. But it's just as annoying as Taki's I mean, Christ, if anything, Taki is less annoying, because at least, like, when she does attack, it's not constantly screeching. Sometimes she actually says things and it's not screeching. It's just a lot of the time it is. Let's look back and watch. I feel like my initial reaction was not very good. I feel like I wasn't paying enough attention. But is that, can you really blame me with this face?
I dare you.
Okay, that wasn't a good example of this face. Where yeah, here, this, can you really blame me with this face? Oh my God, dude, that just looks like, it's the problem. Like, there was a lot that I wanted to say about just the aesthetics. There was so little I wanted to say about the actual gameplay, and it was all the aesthetics. I was saying with the Paul trailer, there was some things with like his facial animation and stuff that looked weird. It looked off, right? It didn't look like it looked cool that they're giving him more facial animations, but there was just something that looked off. And Law takes that like, uncanny feeling that I was getting from Paul's face and just turns that up to 10. I don't know what it is exactly about this, but this does not look real. This looks so fucked up. I don't know what the problem is with this in my brain, but I want to run away. It doesn't look correct. I feel like at any moment this man is going to expand to 3 times his size and try to eat me. I don't know why, but it doesn't look right. He looks wrong in so many ways. And I was looking back at the other trailers as well, and like Jin and Kazuya and Nina don't have this problem. It's just Law and Paul, particularly Law. Like Paul looks a little bit weird, but it's also like fine. It's just a little bit weird. Law is just fine. Like I don't know what the hell is going on with this, but it's fucked. I don't like it. It's weird. I want him to stay the hell away from me. Him and his stupid ass Wi-Fi can fuck off forever. I don't want to touch it. Dead eyes. I think it's more like, cause like I think the thing is that like by itself it looks kind of like it looks exaggerated. A lot of the little details look exaggerated, but it's fine. But it's more in motion. Like look at like this, for example, when it's not super exaggerated, looks fine. But like look at this part of his mouth when he's doing the it's just why is this part of his mouth like really animated for no reason and this part isn't, you know? Like it's like, wow, like why is he doing that? It's like he's having a stroke. One half of his face is paralyzed. There are some things, don't get me wrong, like if you pause it, like this looks great. I have no problems with this. Some things in motion, like here, look absolutely fine. Like this looks absolutely fine. It's just when you have stuff like this where I'm like, what the fuck were they doing? You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of those like Source filmmaker videos where they make their entire facial animation so exaggerated that starts clipping through itself. You all know what I'm talking about. That's what it reminds me of. So his face is fine, but the facial animation sucks. Yes, exactly. That's how I feel. And I was saying like the face looks bad. That's not necessarily the case. Like this looks great. It's just like, what the hell is going on with like what? Huh? He's having a stroke. Like, am I the only one seeing this? That we need to call an ambulance? No, you know what it is? You know what it is? It's because when they made this trailer, they did it online and this Law play was playing on Wi-Fi. So what ended up happening was that like half of his face is super delayed. Like this part of his face is still in the past. It hasn't caught up to this part of his face. So that's why this half of his face is all fucked up and it doesn't move, and this part of his face is actually moving. Dude. He's having a seizure now. First he had a stroke and now he's having a seizure. We really gotta call an ambulance for this man. Hold on, you could see the moment in this trailer where we need to call someone, and it's right about here. Okay, let's stop with the animations, because oh my fucking god. Let's look at the actual gameplay now. Let's stop making fun of Law. I've gotten enough dislikes on this video already. Let's look at Law. God, dude. Shut up. Stop with the animation. Just look at the game. Okay. he had a lot of new strings, right? That's the biggest takeaway I had from this. Like, that goes into DSS. And then he has the nunchuck thing, which we know from the trailer is one of the I'm just gonna call them soul charge moves because fuck you. It's one of the soul charge moves. I'm not gonna call it a heat move. I'm going to call it a soul charge move because I'm an asshole. That's like the Junkyard string. Oh, this is weird. So Junkyard historically, I don't know why I didn't even notice this before, but Junkyard historically has been, you know, it's been Junkyard and you low parry it, or it's been the high, right? So you always, if he does this first hit, you always low parry. That's been a thing since like whenever Law was in the game. Like Tekken, Law wasn't in Tekken 1, right? So like Tekken 3 or whatever. It's always been a thing. But now he has this mid? Like he's never had a mid, right? This is the first time ever, right? I'm not misremembering a different Tekken game. He's never had a mid out of that, right? That's kind of crazy. That seems like it's really, really good. Depending on the properties, of course. If it's like just supposed to be some weird combo extension that's minus 15 on block or whatever and does like 10 damage and leaves you +2, then, you know, it's shit. But if it actually does something, that's really strong. That's extremely powerful. Oh yeah, and then he has the armor move out of DSS, which has this heat effect on it. Oh, is that a blue spark effect? Oh my god, he has Pex Raha. Listen, Raha. He has Pex Raha. Still hoping. I'm still waiting on the pec trail. I'm not even hoping. I'm waiting for it. I'm expecting it. Dude, listen to the. Okay, this is the closest I've ever been to being a WoW player. Damn, Pec's really dead. Shut up. Shut up. Fuck off. Don't talk to me ever again. He will be in Tekken 8, I swear to God. He will be back. Yeah, parry in the DSS. So he had, hold on. So he did the Wall Rising 4 into DSS. And then he parried out of DSS, which would normally make him do the thing where he goes back. But instead he did the parry and then he didn't go backwards and he was able to just do the nunchucks, right? Like I didn't see this, right? While Rising 4, DSS. Let me slow it down like everyone else has been doing. So DSS, okay, shut up. Into the parry. Normally here he would go back to here after the parry, right? But here he stays still, nunchucks, and then has an attack throw out of the nunchucks. And I feel like I remember as well in the presentation him having a different move out of these nunchucks, and then he doesn't put the nunchucks away, but he keeps them out. So does he go into like a stance with the nunchucks like Elisa's DES? Okay, rewind. I'm actually just going to play this on 2.25 speed because there's so much new stuff going on that I'm not really following. Like Jin, I could follow a lot of it because a lot of the new moves he had was just Devil Jin stuff, right? Put onto Jin, including the ones where he like went up in the air. That was just Devil Jin's fly animation, but he just didn't fly. Nina, a lot of it was the same. Paul was basically the same. The Law is like everything is new. I don't recognize a lot of this stuff. So this was a new move. Oh yeah, and here we go again. I'm telling you, this game, like every trailer except like the Paul trailer, it's had this Soul Calibur double wall splat. Look, this is a double wall splat. And it's like what I was saying before of the Jin trailer as well, is when he did the back 224 at the end of his wall combo, they rolled on the ground. And a lot of people were saying like, oh my god, look at the Oki, he rolls on the ground after this. No, that's not what it is. It's because this game gives you 2 wall splats, like in Soul Calibur. And if you do a move that would re-splat like that, but you've already used the 2 wall splats, they'll just roll on the ground. And you can see that in this animation here, with this move, he does the same roll animation that you would have on the ground if you've already used your 2 wall splats. But here, because he's only used 1, he does the wall splat. So Soul Calibur like actually dead? No, Soul Calibur isn't dead. It's just that Tekken 8 is heavily influenced by Soul Calibur 6. Like heavily influenced. Like Soul Charge is basically the same in Tekken 8 as it is in Soul Calibur 6. At least the idea of it is just like, you know, tailored more towards Tekken, but still. Double wall splats are in the game. Weapon moves are in the game. Soul attacks are in the game. It's heavily influenced by Soul Calibur 6. So if anything, that means that, you know, Soul Calibur 7 is more likely because they had a lot of great ideas that Tekken 8 took. If anything, the Tekken team is like, damn, Project Soul did a great job with Soul Calibur. They had so many great and interesting ideas. We want to put those in Tekken 8. I mean, Jesus Christ, Mortal Kombat took lethal hits. Fucking Mortal Kombat? Yeah, so here, I'm gonna stop playing this at full speed again because I want the audio. So the 1-inch punch from Law has always been pretty much useless. I feel like a lot of people are going to watch this trailer and they're going to be like, oh my god, he has Leroy's move! He has Leroy's back 1+2 and it hits, it launches on counter. He's always had this move. He has literally always had this move, but it has never in a million years ever been useful or even come close to being useful. That's why you don't know he has it, because you've never seen it. But here it looks like he does it out of a string, right? Yeah, this is a string that he has. I don't know the notation, but this is a move that he has, and he can go into the 1-inch punch out of it. So it's not like it's his own separate move now. It's like it's either in a string or you can cancel into it, I guess. Who knows? I don't know. Yeah, that's a pretty... Oh, shit! He can do the 14-frame launcher. Did he cancel into DSS? You can't normally cancel this into DSS, right? No, that's just a string. That's not a DSS cancel. That's just a string. Which probably doesn't matter because this move is a high anyway, so this is probably just for combos. But still interesting. Oh, he has a low that can go in the DSS as well. So that on counter hit, he goes into DSS and then that's guaranteed. Wow. And it's heat smash off of mid. And this was a counter hit confirm. I feel like DSS with Law has always been super important, right? But also with Law, you've been able to get away playing him without doing DSS cancels. Like, you don't need to do Wall Rising 4 DSS cancel into the Dragon Stance 3 or whatever the combo is to be able to play Law, right? You don't have to do any of that. It just makes him better. Like, you don't have to DSS cancel it as your wall combo and do your wall into that way. But based on what I'm seeing here, like, being able to like DSS cancel off of this low and then counter hit confirm it with the DSS 1 to go in the heat is going to be so important for playing Law. It's going to be so much more important than it ever has been, which I think is great. I think because DSS, I feel like, has obviously been a part of Law's moveset, right? And it's been an important one, but it hasn't ever really been that emphasized. It's just been something that's been there and you can use it, and it's a mark of a really good Law player versus someone who's not as good with Law. But it's never really accelerated the character that, it's never been that important to use it, right? It's never been that prominent. I shouldn't say it's never been good, because it's obviously been good, but I think you know what I'm getting at, where it's just like, it's kind of been something that's not seen, that's a bad way to put it. It's not something that's been seen as a vital part of law. It's not something that's been seen as part of law's identity, I guess, DSS canceling. To really good law players, they would absolutely say that, yes. But in the same way that I would say that, like, Elise's destruction stance is a vital part of laws, like, of Elise's, like, identity, and a very big mark of its utilization being, like, the difference between, like, a really, really good experienced Elisa player and one who's maybe not so experienced. But Elisa's destruction stance, while it's really good, a lot of people play Elisa at pro level and don't even use destruction stance, like, at all. But besides really, really good Elisa players, I don't think anyone sees destruction stance as being a, like, part of Elisa's identity. And I think DSS with law is the same thing. For many people, not everyone, and I think even outside of, like, high-level play of really good law players, people definitely do see it. But what I'm trying to get at is that I feel like they're trying to change that with law now, so that DSS cancel becomes a main point of his identity, right? They're making it a lot more prominent, and you can see, like, every new move he has a DSS cancel in it somewhere, which I think is really cool. I think that's, I mean, I say this with every trailer, and I feel like a broken record at this point, but I feel like that adds a lot. And I think it's great for really experienced law players as well, who DSS cancel off everything and have really refined that skill, to reward them by giving them a lot of new tools and options that they can utilize out of DSS, and giving them new moves that go into DSS. Just giving them more options, I think, is great. It's the exact opposite of Guilty Gear Strive, you know? It's fantastic. Oh wow, so this is also showing us something important as well. Because this is with Paul, but this is one of the moves that we saw in the presentation that does the chip damage and guard crush when he's in heat. So they're trying to emphasize here, I think, that, like, because this is a 10 frame counter hit string, right? They're trying to emphasize here that it's not just about, like, you can step it or whatever, but you can also, like, counter hit him, which I think is an important distinction that people aren't remembering when it comes to, like, the back 2-1 guard crush or whatever. It's like you have more options than just stepping. Like, you can hit him. Like, you can hit him. What's he going to do if he counter hits you with down 2-1, you know? Like, anyway, 10 hit counter hit string that goes into heat. And then, yeah, he has the soul attack. And then what is this? That's like almost like a fog move. And then he cancels it into DSS. Okay, what was this? There's so much going on in this trailer, man. I gotta slow this down. This is a new move. Yeah, that's a completely new move. Weird. And then go in the heat dash. Wall break off of the 1-inch punch, and it has, like, the delay string like Yoshi, and then, yeah, the rage art. This was really interesting. You know, I said initially after watching this that this is the weakest trailer so far. After going through it again, I disagree. I feel like this is one of the most interesting ones, because there's so much that they've given Law, you know? Like, they've really re-emphasized his identity, or maybe not re-emphasized, but just emphasized his identity with the DSS cancels, and they've given him so much more than he's ever had. They've given him, like, a bunch of new moves, a bunch of new DSS stance transitions, new options out of DSS, new combo routes out of DSS, counter hit confirmed strings that you can do out of DSS. They've given him so much. They've made him so much more complicated than he ever has been. So many new tools, so many new options. It's insane. I mean, this is the first trailer where I've really had to like slow it down and go bit by bit on it. Like all of these other trailers, I've just been going through it. Like just watching the trailer. Oh, he has this. Oh yeah, Paul has this. Oh, Jin can like do the Devil Jin stuff. He can like fly in the air and whatever. Oh boy, like oh, he has a bunch of these Devil Jin moves. Oh, Kazuya is like he has 50-50s, you know. Nina has guns and she does like Nina stuff. But Law is like he's doing Law stuff, but it feels new. It feels different. It's been not like redone or rethought of, but like revamped, I guess, right? Like they've taken the DSS concept and they've turned it up to 10. They've really made it feel like this is Law's identity. If you want to be good with Law, you have to be able to do DSS. Which, like I said earlier, just wasn't something that you really had to do with Law. And, you know, with Law, like, you get benefit out of doing DSS, but it's not that important, you know? Like, it does have benefits, but it's not that important. Like, you can be an extremely good Law player without DSS. So, it's really, really interesting to me, and it's really cool that they've made DSS so important. Something that's not easy to do either. Like, DSS is not easy. DSS is hard. Doing it consistently is hard. So them making it like a more prominent, I should say, part of his moveset and making like everything that's new with him revolve around DSS is so cool. And I really think it speaks to the direction that they're trying to go in this game. Because so many of these dumb fucks on like Twitter and Reddit and whatever who don't play Tekken, or even people that do play Tekken, are like, oh my god, they're making Tekken so much easier. They're strivifying Tekken. I mean, if you've seen from minute one, you know, if you've ever played this game, you would know that if anything, at worst, this game is going to be just as hard as previous Tekkens. But if you actually look at the mechanics and such, this game is absolutely harder than other Tekkens, right? It's in the same vein as Soul Calibur, where, like, yeah, maybe the skill floor is lower, but it's only lower because the game is so complicated that you can get away with doing a lot more gimmicky bullshit against other unexperienced players, right? Because there's just so much in the game, and it's so like difficult and overwhelming that at a low level it's going to be a lot easier to get away with bullshit, even easing in other Tekken games. But when it comes to the ceiling, it is so much higher. It feels like it's so much higher because of all of the options that you have to consider now. That's how it was in Soul Calibur 6, right? Like skill 4 lowered, sure, but only because the skill ceiling was raised so much. And it's the same thing in Tekken 8, which I think is fantastic. That's one of the things I love about Soul Calibur 6 so much. It's one of the reasons why it's my favorite fighting game. And I think that this trailer really emphasizes that fact, that they're not making the game easier. If anything, they're making the game harder. They're giving characters more options. They're giving them more options out of things that are hard to do. And overall, they just want to give the player more things that they can do. They want to make the characters feel more unique. They want to give all of the characters more of an identity. And I feel like of all of the characters, if you know how Law works and you've played Tekken before, Law is the antithesis of that so far. Law is the character that really shows the direction they're trying to go in Tekken. It makes it so obvious. And it makes me so excited to see what they're gonna do with Yoshi, what they're gonna do with Josie, what they're gonna do with Elisa. Oh my god, what they do with Elisa, I hope that they don't turn Elisa into Mei. But I'm not even scared of it. I'm not even scared of what they're going to do with Elisa or anyone, because even a character like Paul, like fucking Paul, if you look at his trailer, like at worst he's the same, but they give him more, right? The Paul in this game is more complicated than he is in 7, even if it's marginal, because now you have all of the guard crush and chip damage options that you have to consider with him in this game. So like, I'm not even scared. Like, they're not going to do like Guilty Gear Strive May or anything with any character. Every character in this game is going to be more interesting. They're going to be more complicated. They're going to be more fun to play. It just makes me excited. Like, I have absolutely no fear seeing any of the characters that I play, because I know watching all of these trailers, especially Paul, but Law as well, that they're just going to make them more interesting. They're just going to make them more difficult. They're going to give them more options, which I love. I love it, because it would have been so easy with Law if they wanted to go in the direction of being like, okay, we want to make like these characters that lean more towards beginners easier. Just give him like, just remove the SS, you know, or just keep the SS the same or whatever, and give him like easy wall combo routes that like don't require DSS, or easy conversions, or give him a parry outside of DSS or whatever the fuck. But instead they're like, no, let's make it so that Law, everything goes into DSS. You want to go in there heat, you want to do heat dash, you have to go in the DSS. You want to convert off this counter hit low, you have to go in the DSS, you know? It's insane. I'm so excited. I'm beyond excited. I really, really, really want to see my characters. I really do. I'm so unbelievably excited for this game. I'm so excited. Oh my god. I can't wait to see June either. Where's June? I know I'm probably gonna have to wait till Evil Japan, but where's June? I want to see the June trailer, because I'm going to play June. I already know I'm going to play June. I want June. I want June. I want to see her. I'm going to play her in Tekken 8. I want to see it. She is going to be a character that I play quite extensively. Where is she? Okay, I'm done. So I've updated my tier list. Every character that's not currently in a trailer is currently dead and never coming back, because that's what every Tekken player says for some reason about every character that's not in Tekken 7. As for the characters that aren't dead, Law, honestly, I think he's like these two characters, like Paul, oh, it's cute that he has like the god breaks or whatever. Nina, oh, it's cute that she has the guns, but it's still Nina. Law, I'm still not inclined to play him, but the stuff that he like, I feel like his trail is really strong. I'm putting him in I feel like he was more interesting than these characters for sure. Anyway, I'm done reacting now. That's it. We're done.